All right, here we are at 12643 Biscayne Court. I'm gonna put down a lot of things along the way. Not all this obviously has to be done. It's just stuff that I've seen. So we'll go right through it. Paper deck's got a lot of, moldy and mildew, black stuff in between here. Probably wouldn't take much to pressure wash it. There's a decent amount of pressure washing that throughout, so that wouldn't take much to do. The coach lights are pretty old and pretty tiny. Again, absolutely not necessary, but it would dress it up. These seams here at all where the stucco, it's kind of like that foam stucco, the decorative parts. This is the hollow stuff here. It's like a stucco, moldings that are around. All that stuff is in bad shape. I don't know why the seams are coming apart so much. You can kind of see them there and up there. Those parts need to be repainted. I mean, you see it here as well, coming undone here at the crack. I mean, water's gonna get in there and make it, but the actual house itself, the concrete part, is fine. If it needs to be repainted, it gets chalky. That's not bad at all. You can tell the parts under there, that's all raised out from the actual block. That here, I mean, that stuff's getting beat up real bad. There's really bad. I mean, it seems like somebody's gonna go through some exterior caulk. Here you can tell it as well. A lot of it's here in the entry. Almost just needs to be relooked at. So some of the weep holes up here in the roof, again, pressure washing, you can kind of see it there as well. The weep holes, those are weep holes where the water actually drains out of. Some of it there, you can see just the coloring. And then this actually is exterior here. Looks like this is getting beat up with water real bad. Because that's actually a metal sheathing underneath there, and you can see the rust actually starting to come through on it a little bit. So I don't know if someone can touch up any exterior paint there as well. And then if you're going to pressure wash, if they can get up there and kind of get this cleaned up. So that's pretty dirty. Just, having that all cleaned up would be really nice. Anyway, there's Claudia. She's still on the phone. Shh. I'm going to take you into the garage real quick. Show you the water heater, new expansion tank that caused the problem. There's one little spot there where it obviously shot up. Just seeing this now by the AC. If you're going to clean that part up, you might as well clean this part up so people nobody wants to see mold and mildew. Nobody wants to see that. Here's some of the damage here. Not hard to do. You can see all the baseboards down there. So it's not major by any means. I'm gonna go back in here.
Yes, that's great.
Carpet definitely needs to be replaced, and that's kind of how this conversation started.
Thank you so much, Todd, and we'll be in touch on these the follow-ups that we discussed. Okay, thanks.
Right.
Take care, you too. Bye-bye.
Baseboards are out in here, so I assume the water came through at some point and got in this room. Does that sound about right? Yeah, Claudia says yes.
Oh, yes.
The water came through. The walls are actually in pretty good shape. I mean, it's got your typical spots here and there, but for the most part, it's in really good shape. I mean, as long as we got touch-up paint, this was kind of loose, but I could fix that with a screwdriver. Is there touch-up paint, do you know, in the house?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, we could probably get something to
We
match.
just had, for the outside, we had woodpecker damage.
Yeah, the woodpeckers are always bad in here, always have been. Do you ever use the pool heater?
Yes.
You do, good.
And it's doing great.
No, that's good, because if you don't use it, then it goes bad. So that's good.
Thank you.
Could probably pressure wash out here a little bit. I mean, obviously this is all just weed killer. That wouldn't take much, but you can tell that the actual caging is starting to get, just a little bit of mold and mildew on it. So I mean, again, if you're gonna get a pressure wash guy out here, it doesn't take much more for him to do this stuff. Those guys can do a pretty high area in a short period of time. Just a point of note, these wires here are supposed to be taut. That's obviously for hurricane protection. They're like basically tie down straps. Those are not tied down at all in the least bit. There's some screening as you go around. There's one spot there, it's come over by the door a little bit. There's this random little spot here where the pavers are starting to cave in a little bit. That can happen. Good news is in a spot where nobody really walks. It's not really anything that needs to be fixed necessarily, but it's something to keep an eye on because you don't want those things caving in on you. Let's see, pressure washing, you know, the sliders are white, so you get a little bit of dirt on those as you go, so those could probably be pressure washed a little bit. You know, the paint's starting to come off down there. Some exterior paint. That stuff should come off with pressure washing. That down there could be touched up. Again, you know, you could probably color match this, or maybe there's some in the garage. I haven't really looked. The garage is pretty full. Pressure washing the gutters here, down. If you're gonna have a guy out, can't hurt to have him do that stuff. That obviously is not doing the slow close. With young kids, that's not such a bad thing. You're probably better off having it close fast like that, but at least I figured I'd point it out. She says they're using the heater, which is actually a good thing. If you don't use it, if you stop using it, it'll very possibly stop working. Okay. Again, the paint in the house is for the most part pretty good from what I've noticed. You know, not all the lights are on and everything like that. So I mean, if we have some touch-up paint, I think we could get away with just doing it that way. Okay. Go upstairs. Banister's in pretty good shape. Still feels pretty solid. I'm trying to think if there was anything up here. You know, there's a little bit, like I said, there's a little bit here and there on the paint, but grand scheme of things, it's held up really, really well. This room was in good shape. Bathroom was in good shape. I think there was just a little stopper missing out of here. The tile and grout, you can see a little discoloration here. You could do the tile and grout clean if you want. It didn't look too bad downstairs, but I'll leave that up to you. As far as the carpet goes, definitely has to be replaced. Whether or not you do it with laminate or the wood plank tiles, I'll leave it up to you. Laminate, you know, you could probably get for a cheaper price and get somebody to lay it for a little bit cheaper. The difference in cost is something you're gonna have to look at. I don't recommend a cheap laminate at all. They make them real nice nowadays, and they're worth it. They're durable. They hold up well. I think they'd color match well leading up into that tile. So that's gonna be your biggest issue with wood plank tiles, is just getting something that's gonna match up to the tile that's already there and look good still. That's why Pergo sometimes is better, or laminate. You can get good laminates for, you know, $2.50, $3 a square foot, and getting them laid. Wood plank tiles, you know, I haven't priced them out, but I know it costs about $5 a square foot to lay it, so the labor on it's a lot more expensive. Let's see, what else? House is in good shape. The biggest decision you're gonna have to make is with this carpet, what to do with it. Let me go walk over to the tile floors and show you kinda how they look. You know, you can see definitely the discoloration. You can see where the color changes back to what it should be here in the lower traffic areas. So, you know, I think it would be worth it to do it because it does clean it up quite a bit. And you don't notice it as much now, but when all the furniture's out of here, it's going to be pretty noticeable, the difference in the color, in the grout, that is. So, again, it's not the worst thing in the world if you don't do it, but I think it would be worth it. You can kind of see it in there as well. I think that's it for now. After you watch this, let me know if you have any questions. I'll ask Claudia what she thinks about the house, if there's anything else that isn't working right. But that's it. That's the spot where the fan was.